Keep in mind, George weighs over 7,000 pounds. Think it's time to let him up, George? No, gotta let him up, George. Well, looks like you're down there for the whole show, Steve. Oh well. Oh, there he goes. George, how about you help Steve off the ground? Why don't you lend him a trunk? Oh, that was nice of you, George. Now, elephants are still used today in the teak forest of Burma. They harvest wood from the forest and drag it down to the river where it floats to the nearest mill for processing. We're going to give you a working demonstration on how this is still done today. We'll slip the harness over his head. And George is going to pull that big log around the ring for us. Now, as you can see, elephants are quite powerful, and they are preferred over heavy machinery due to the fact that they are more maneuverable. They can also reach those high mountainous regions that other tractors and vehicles can't, while doing less damage to the surrounding forest. Now, the harness George is wearing is much like the ones used today. This one is made of canvas, but they can also be made of leather. And it evenly distributes the weight across his shoulders, so it's no problem for George to pull that heavy load. Now, Natasha's going to prove her strength by pushing the log back to the front for us. You may have noticed around the safari that some of our elephants have tusks. In the Asian species of elephants, only the males have the long visible tusks. The females have a shorter version, known as tushes. Elephant tusks are made of ivory, and ivory is extremely valuable. One single tusk can be worth up to 10 times the annual income in many African countries. Excellent work, Natasha. And now that she's up in the front, she'd like to get a closer look at all of you. Well, it looks like little Chuck over there thinks it's his turn to prove that he too has amazing power and strength. I think he's excited to show us. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think that little Chuck can pull this big log in the corner over here? Yeah, you think he can do it? Me too. But how about you, Chuck? Do you think you can do it? No? What if I give you a treat first? Well, that didn't take much convincing. Here you go. Okay, we'll slip the harness over his head. He's going to dig in his heels. Away he goes. Wow! Would you just look at that amazing power and strength? Excellent work, Chuck! Now when our elephants are young, we do like to keep the loads nice and light so they can get used to the idea of wearing the harness. But it won't be long before little Chuck here is pulling a log as big as George did. Now Chuck's a very tidy elephant, and he'd like to clean up after himself by bringing a log to the front for us. And show off a little bit first, of course. Thank you very much, Chuck. He's so proud of himself, he's going to skip away. Now, one of the most unique features of an elephant is their trunk. An elephant's trunk contains over 150,000 muscles and ligaments, which is more than we have in our entire body. An elephant uses its trunk as a hand to pick up things such as food and water, but also as a nose to smell and breathe. We're going to prove to you just how dexterous an elephant's trunk actually is. At this time, I'd like to ask for a volunteer from the audience with a large coin, such as a loonie or a toonie. Not a coin? Perfect, you can wait right here. Going to give the coin to George's trainer. He's going to show George the coin, and then drop it on the ground. George is going to use the finger-like projection at the end of his trunk to pick up the coin. Looks like he's got it, and he's going to return his loan, as he always pays off his debt. There you go. Now, if I were you, I would wash that coin off because it was just up an elephant's nose. Now, just like any animal, it's extremely important that we check them over daily to make sure they're in perfect health. The easiest way for us to do this is to ask the elephants to lie down. Oh no, Chuck, why are you lying down over there? Oh, you know what? I think I forgot something. Something very important. I forgot Chuck's pillow. He can be a bit picky at times. I'll fluff it up for him. There we go. That's a bit more comfortable. Now that our elephants are down, this gives our trainers a chance to check over their large surface areas. They'll check their feet, which consists of a 1-inch thick talus pad, for any thorns or stones that might be embedded, or to see if any filing needs to be done. Oh no! Looks like Natasha wants to check Sebastian's feet out too! She just wants to make sure there's no thorns stuck in your feet. Here, have a treat. Maybe she'll accept a treat in exchange for your foot. Oh! She has to check your other foot out too! And one more treat. There we go. These groups. The moths will check your skin, their ears, their mouth, and their eyes to make sure everything's nice and clean. A sign to a healthy animal is a good clear eye. How about it, trainers? Did we pass our inspection? Awesome. Time to get up. Uh-oh. Looks like we have a sleepy elephant in the room. You can't nap during the show, Chuck. Maybe the pillow was a bad idea. He's too comfortable. Should we try and get the pillow out? Okay. I'll pull if you lift. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Well, that's not going to happen. What are we going to do? Something to scare him. That's a good idea, but what scares elephants? Where am I going to get a mouse? I don't see one. Over here? Where? Behind the log? Where? I think you guys are lying to me. I still don't see one. Oh, I see him now. Okay, let's see if this works. Well, that didn't do anything. We'll try putting it on his side. Nope, that's not working. We'll try his head. Nope, that's not working either. I guess elephants aren't afraid of mice. But I know who is. Just kidding, guys. I got some fun right here. Safe and sound. Fine, tossing that one back to me. Thank you. Well, that did not work, so I think we're going to need your help. How about on the count of 3, we say get up, Chuck. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Get up, Chuck! There we go, he's up. Oh, what a little show-off. Now, as you can see, elephants stand quite tall. A full-grown Asian elephant can stand 9.5 feet at the shoulder. There are no obvious means of getting on and off. Therefore, we had to invent our own ways. The first way George and I are going to show you is called the front leg mount. Going to grab onto his ear. He's going to lift me up, just like that.